Hey everybody, welcome to GLV Sports TV. I am Justin Block, and this right here, you guys all know him, Greg Vazone. He flew from the great Ohio State University a billion hours all the way to London, England, just to see Liverpool play Tottenham yesterday, and I guess to visit me. But as we all know, Liverpool beat Tottenham yesterday, 3-2 at Anfield, a match we were both lucky enough to attend, sat in the cop end. It was his first match at Anfield, my third match. Liverpool are now 3-0 in matches I attended at Anfield, so I like to think I'm a good luck charm. And Greg's starting to streak right now. But let's talk about the match really quickly. As we all know, going into the match, the big question was how Brendan Rodgers would line up. Would he go 4-3-3? Would he go 4-2-3-1? And to my surprise and to everybody's surprise, we were all kind of expecting maybe Jordan Henderson or Joe Allen to start. No, Brendan Rodgers went for the 4-2-3-1, meaning he had our optimal front four, Suarez in the number 10 role, and basically Lucas and Gerrard were charged with controlling things in midfield. Only that those were the only two sort of dividers between Gareth Bale and the attacking emphasis of Tottenham.
And then we had Coutinho and Downing on the wing, of course, straight to top. Everything was going to be fed through the way that we intended to play. We started off the first half rather well. We played very well. We were able to dominate the midfield for the most part. Yeah, we gave up some senseless fouls, but we played very well. We moved the ball around quickly.
I was surprised that we dominated midfield so well because Dembele, a very strong midfielder, we only had two midfielders out there, and I thought, as many fans also thought, that we would get overrun in midfield by the Spurs attack. It was going to be up to Gerrard and Lucas to really work their ass off, and the fouls were needed. You had to get them. You had to get in their chin a little bit to really put that physical emphasis on the game, and Liverpool's midfield did that decently effectively. The two goals that Tottenham scored weren't really Lucas or Gerrard's fault. It wasn't a result of being overrun in midfield. It was really just defensive errors in the back four, I would say.
Yeah, Vertonghen's second was, I don't even know how to describe that. That was just a bit ridiculous. The first one, Bale, it was just a perfect cross. Johnson didn't do too well. The first goal we scored was tiki-taka at its finest.
Oh, absolutely. One touch from Suarez, not even a touch, just a toe poke in. Absolutely, the skill from Coutinho really set that up. And
the entire play was just the build-up play and everything else was beautiful.
Above all, in the match, Coutinho really impressed me. It was pretty clear in some instances that he's still adjusting to the physicality of the Premier League. He got shouldered off the ball a little bit, but what you have to love is that he really showed the fight and determination to try to win the ball back. He wasn't intimidated by bigger defenders at all, and once he gets a year in the English Premier League weight room, I'm sure he'll be able to hold off those defenders in the future, but he really used his trickiness and his pace and his great technique to his advantage to really elude those defenders.
Yeah, well, we can talk about the second and the third goal and everything, whether or not it was a penalty, everything else.
Right.
The big one I want to talk about, and this is just because I know with all the criticism, Joe Allen's substitution.
Oh my! And Steven Gerrard even made the point today to applaud that. Now, when we were making the substitution, I was actually against it. Liverpool had just gone down at that point, but I thought that instead of Coutinho coming off, to me, he was the only really creative visionary, always doing something on the ball. I thought Sturridge should have came off at that point. It looked like Sturridge was still carrying a bit of a knock. Did he look injured a little bit yesterday?
No, Sturridge was not fit. You could tell. But what I really liked with it, Sturridge, you had Coutinho coming off. You could tell he wasn't really fit. He wasn't fully fit.
Oh yeah, I mean Coutinho can't play 90 minutes yet.
The big thing is they had Allen come in. Allen controlled the game.
Oh,
Allen enabled us to calm it down, enabled us to keep going.
So when Allen came on, we basically switched to a 1-2 with Lucas playing almost as a sweeper role, and then Gerrard and Allen in front of him. And at that point, the game was almost slipping away. Liverpool goes down 2-1, maybe, and you think, oh man, this is it. Tottenham's gonna win the rest of the game.
The whole point of it was to control possession.
Exactly. Joe Allen sort of stabilized everything, which sounds weird, and you wouldn't really say, oh, Joe Allen coming on saved the game. But he did do his part, and it was a good substitution by Rodgers.
At that time, we were not playing well. Spurs were dominant. We needed somebody to stay in there, win the ball, just keep possession a bit.
Right.
And, this was something that you expect that, Henderson, if you're going to chase the game, is the guy you expect. Right. But Allen came in, he kind of calmed it down. It didn't really work. But the big thing with this game, and it's something that we really didn't notice, we got the luck that we hadn't been getting.
And I was saying this to him earlier. 2 months ago, Stuart Downing does not score that goal. He may get the run-in on goal, but either his shot goes off the post, it goes off the defender, the goal doesn't happen. And 2 months ago, Suarez doesn't get a penalty like that. He doesn't get, in a cynical view, a 50-50 penalty. So those two events that lead to Liverpool goals...
That's more than 50-50.
I mean,
and I told you before the game.
To an observer that maybe does not like Suarez, that may be 50-50 in some eyes, but regardless, the point is...
Before the game, I told you, Michael Oliver does not give penalties.
Yeah,
he doesn't give penalties, he doesn't give yellows, he doesn't give reds.
Yeah, referee Michael Oliver.
He tries to keep it very, very calm.
Right.
He doesn't give penalties, he doesn't give reds, and that was a moment where the second he's pointed, I knew there had to be something to it.
So basically the Downing goal and the Suarez penalty, those are the kinds of things that just didn't happen 2 months ago. Luck was not on our side, just things weren't falling away, but now, as you were saying, things are starting to turn Liverpool's way. Downing scores that goal, Suarez gets awarded that penalty, and what does that really mean for the rest of the season? This is
the kind of game that we weren't getting for 2 years. This is the ounce of luck that finally goes our way.
Right.
We played so much better against top 4 sides and come away with a point or no points.
Right. Well, we should have had maximum points against Everton, against Tottenham the first match after being blitzed the first 15 minutes.
We should have gotten a point out of that. We should have beaten Man United the first match.
Yep.
You know, you get Shelby sending off and everything else that comes with it. We should have beaten City twice.
Yep.
So you get those small things, those small little ounces of luck, those small individual errors, those moments that you don't get with the top 4 side. Those things were happening to us. This is us getting a small ounce of luck, a bounce that goes our way.
Right.
You know, that's the difference in this season.
And I actually asked my friend Rotas Rodera, you guys maybe remember him, he was the United fan from the United live reaction videos, one of my former roommates, and I asked him what he honestly thinks about Liverpool right now, and I just wanted an honest, unbiased opinion. As you guys remember, he has a pretty fair opinion, even for a United fan, and he said, and I quote, this is about Liverpool, "I think they are scary and no one wants to play them, but the question is, can they beat the rest of the big four to make it an even more successful season?" So, can they beat Chelsea? Can they beat Everton, a side that is ahead of them? Well, we're ahead of the table, but they have a game in hand.
Well, look, but I told you this when we were walking back to the hotel and getting the stuff. Do you fear anybody right now?
Right. Honestly, no. And my United friend made that point. Liverpool are a scary team, and as a Liverpool supporter, as a Liverpool player, you have to look at the results and say, damn, we've played all these teams to the tooth, and now we're starting to get results against them.
Well, this is where progress is finally starting to show. For how long have we been saying this? Progress, progress, progress. It was visible to anybody who was watching this team. Now we're starting to see the results.
It's tangible
starting
results.
to see the fruits of everything that's been coming from this.
And you know what the best part is? It's only year 1, and it's not even over.
Well, technically, I actually consider this to be year 2, because year 1 was when we bought Henderson, when we bought Downing, when we started to build with FSG. That was year 1 for me.
Right, but
the whole thing we always said, this was meant to be 3 years with Kenny. That was year 1. This is year 2 with everybody finally starting to get integrated, finally starting to get into the team. Enrique, Henderson, Downing, you name it. Now you have these little additions from, from this era. Now everything's starting to come together. You have Sturridge looking like one of the best, even if he wasn't fully fit. You have Coutinho with those little bits of magic. One of the most exciting players I've ever seen.
And he's only 20 years old.
You have Suarez, a deadly finisher on 29 goals this year. You have these small ounces of luck. And everything just seems to start coming together. Brad Jones was brilliant in goal yesterday. In the light of Pepe Reina being out.
I mean, Spurs had 18 attempts on goal. Not much really Brad Jones could do about either of the goals Spurs scored.
But this is the part that I really want to bring up. We didn't play particularly well yesterday. We played well. We didn't play smashing.
Yeah.
We played well enough to win, and we took our chances. That's the difference. We're taking the chances given to us. The quality of the chances is better. Yeah, that second goal was a gift. Yeah, it was a penalty on the third one. But this team, this is the kind of win that shows character, that shows us fighting, and that's what you want to see from a team.
If you just look at the stats, Liverpool's clear-cut chances, they're going up, and the number of overall chances created going down. So Liverpool are creating quality over quantity, and that's just leading to better scorelines.
We're playing,
which is something that we haven't really seen with Liverpool the past 2 years. I mean, we'll have all these chances. They may not be the best, and Liverpool hasn't been finishing. Now we're actually starting to finish chances off.
This is the kind, and I said this yesterday, this is the kind of win that can kickstart a run. We're already on a run. We've won 4 in a row.
Yep.
But this is the kind of win that can kickstart everything and change a season.
And let's hope it ends up being a great season, top 5 hopefully, overtaking Everton, and who knows where we're at at the end of the season. Southampton this weekend. That's all for today with JLB Sports TV. I am Justin Block. This is the Greg Vizone. He's got a shit ton of bets on the floor. Sports betting is not legal where we're from, so he's spending all his money on it.
Guys, anything you can do, just get sports betting legal in New Jersey. That's my one wish, God.
Oh, God, he's a gambling addict. All right, so enjoy your week, guys. Hopefully we can get 3 points against Southampton at the weekend. I'm Justin Block, Greg Zone, signing out, guys. Have a good week.